Hey guys, welcome back to the online functional athletics fitness experience. We have a fun little leg day planned for you. Mike and I did it yesterday and we think you're going to love it. So come on over. Okay guys, like we were saying, Michael has a fun little leg day planned for you guys and he's going to take us through it now.
Alright guys, so this is day number 4 of the week, Thursday. So we've done this one, I can't feel my legs. And let's go through this now. So starting off with our warm-up, we have 3 rounds. Again, we'll take you guys through the movements afterwards, but starting off, 8 plank up downs. Try and alternate the arm that you start with from the ground every time. 3 walkouts, 10 alternating toe touches, and then 10 hamstring glides. Once you finish 3 rounds of that, we'll go over to the mobility section, 30 to 45 seconds on each stretch. So starting off with the arm circles, basically with this one, I want you guys to split the time in half. So whether you're doing 30 or 45 seconds, spend half the time going forward with your arms, and then half the time going backwards with your arms. And then we have our lunge stretch, lunge with a rotation, a pigeon stretch, and then our base of the squat. Moving on from a mobility section straight into what we're calling the leg stamina workout. So 5 rounds, you guys will do 1 minute of work and then 1 minute of rest. And we have 3 movements. So the way that this would go is you would do 1 minute of goblet squats, as many as you can do with your dumbbell or your kettlebell. If you don't have any weight, just do air squats, as many as you can do in the minute, and then rest a minute. The next minute, after your minute rest, you guys are going to be alternating sumo high pulls. So you have to change your hand every time from the ground. I'll show you what that looks like afterwards. And then you get a minute rest, and then 1 minute in a wall sit. If you can't make it for the full minute, you just go as long as you can. And then when that minute ends, you guys will get a 3-minute rest after each set on the wall sit. And we're going to repeat this 5 rounds in this, okay? So see you guys back over here in a second, and we'll take you through each one of the warm-up and the mobility, and then the workout itself movements. Alright guys, here we go. Starting with the warm-up. So, like I was saying, 3 rounds. The first movement we have plank up down. So Sean would start on his elbows. He'd start on his elbows, nice tight core position, so tucking that ribcage down towards his hip, maintaining this position. He'll press up with his right hand, all the way up to his hands, down with his right arm. And then he would start the next rep with the other side. Left arm goes up, left arm goes down. Okay, you guys would do 8, so you end up doing 4 per side. Next movement we have is a walkout. Starting from standing, nice and tall, legs stay as straight as possible, walk the hands out. Full push-up, chest to the floor, elbows stay tight to the body, walks his hands all the way back to his toes and stands all the way up. Scaling that movement would just be walking his hands out, down to the knees, full push-up, back to the toes, and then walk his hands back. Okay? So we got three reps of that. The alternating toe touch, if your right leg is going to go back, you're going to touch your left foot with your right hand. Okay? So his leg will go back, touch with the opposite hand, and then switch sides every rep. So we'll end up doing 5 per side. After that, same format, just a different movement. He's going to put his heel down with his toe up and glide his hands down towards his heel and scoop upward, and then switch feet every time. Okay? Just trying to keep that leg that he has in front as straight as possible. You can bend your back knee. You guys will do that for 3 rounds, and then we'll move on to the mobility section. So like I was saying, 30 to 45 seconds in each one. Starting off with the arm circles, big swings forward. He would do half his time going forward, and then he would switch directions and do half the time going backward. The next one is the lunge stretch. Down into the lunge. He's going to hold his front foot with his hand so that his arm is on the inside of his knee, driving his knee out, and then the other hand just goes down to the floor beside him as he tries to push his hips down towards the floor. Hold that for 30 to 45 seconds, and then he'll take his inside arm, reach up to the ceiling. So this is our lunge with a rotation. And he would hold there for 30 to 45 seconds, and then he would switch sides. That's how I want you guys to do it. So you start with the lunge, and then you would do the lunge with the rotation. The next one we call the pigeon stretch. So while he's starting here in his lunge, he's going to take his foot across and tuck it underneath him. So it goes straight across underneath him, And then he's going to try and bring his chest to the ground. Both elbows can go on the floor in front of his shin. So you're going to be big stretch right on the outside here in the piriformis. Okay? After we hold that for 30 to 45 per side, the last one is just the base of our squat. Set up in a nice squat stance, right to the bottom, chest stays tall, driving the knees out with the elbows. 30 to 45 second hold there. That's our whole mobility section. Let's move on to the real stuff now. Leg stamina, 5 rounds, so 1 minute of work and 1 minute of rest. The first movement we have is a goblet squat. So you're going to do as many reps of this as possible. So he's going to hold that dumbbell right up against his chest, cupping it between his 2 hands, fold that squat, and then all the way up, full hip extension at the top of every rep, as many reps as he can do in a minute. Okay? So side profile, you can see he's keeping a nice tall chest, driving the knees out. If you guys are going to use the kettlebell, all you got to do is flip it upside down so you're holding the ball portion of the kettlebell, but in the same position. Nothing changes, you're just holding the ball. So 1 minute of that, and then 1 minute rest. The next movement is the alternating high pull. So you guys will start with a sumo stance, so a fairly wide stance. If you've done kettlebell swings before, I want you to go even wider than that. Starting down with a single arm, driving his knees out, he's going to stand really tall, really fast, and pull his elbows so that it gets above his hand. So the objects will come to about collarbone height. Elbow stays above his hand. He would put it down and then switch hands every rep. Okay? You do the same movement with the dumbbell. The dumbbell just starts on the ground between the feet. Make sure when you guys are doing the dumbbell though that it's lengthwise this way so you don't have your hand turned that way, okay? So you do 1 minute of that and then 1 minute of rest. And then the last movement, probably the worst one, is the wall sit. So we get him right up against the wall. His feet should probably be a couple feet away so that when he gets down into a squat, his shin is perfectly vertical over his foot. And he's trying to go to about 90 degrees. So if I were to take a PVC pipe or a broom and I were to put it on his legs, right kind of in the middle of that thigh, right about here, a little bit lower. See, it's not going to go anywhere. That's how you know you're hitting the right depth, okay? So if you guys have something like this nearby, put that on your legs. It really holds you true to the standard. And then once he finishes his 1 minute in the wall sit, he'll get a 3-minute break, and then we'll repeat this until we get 5 rounds. Okay? So that's why we can't feel our legs. Enjoy, guys. That's workout number 4 for this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.